Hello and welcome to Bags of Action. My name's Steve and this is a 5-minute review of The Man from U.N.C.L.E. from 2015. Now, for whatever reason, not a lot of people saw this film, and I'm not really sure why. This is the second time I've seen it within the last year, and I'm actually struggling to find something about this film that I really didn't like. The film stars Henry Cavill as Napoleon Solo and Armie Hammer as KGB operative Illya Kuryakin. We also have Alicia Vikander in the role of Gabby, and lots of other great names in the cast, including the excellent Jared Harris. You've got Elizabeth Debicki and Hugh Grant. Now, the film is directed by Guy Ritchie, and in general, I'm not really much of a fan of his work. The recent films have been really bad to the point that I couldn't finish them with something like King Arthur, but I did enjoy some of his earlier work with things like Lock, Stock. But if you look back only a few years, you see that he actually did the first Sherlock Holmes film with Robert Downey Jr., which was just a lot of fun, and there was a sequel, and now they're talking about doing a third film, so we'll see if they come back for that. Coming back to The Man from U.N.C.L.E., the film is super stylized. It's set in the 1960s, and it's sleek, it's stylish, it's bright and colourful. You've got some clever camera trickery, you've got overlapping elements on the screen to create a very specific look and feel. The costumes are amazing, and the location shooting. You've got places like the Italian Steps in Rome, and it's an absolute visual spectacle. It's the kind of film you really should see at the cinema or on a really big TV screen at home. In addition to all of that, the look and feel which I've talked about, part of the mood is created by the music in this film, and it's absolutely pitch perfect. The tunes have been selected very carefully so that even if you don't know them and you're not familiar with them, they help create this tone for the film. The film is funny. Now, I know humour is very subjective, but I really like the style of it in this film. It's quite dark and ironic at times, and so it gives this very distinctive, snappy tone to it. And the film is written by Guy Ritchie and Lionel Wingram, who have worked together on a couple of other projects. Acting-wise, Henry Cavill is really good in the role as the smooth Bond-like Napoleon Solo. He's a thief and a con man, he's good at what he does, and he's always very calm and collected. But the person who actually steals every scene is Armie Hammer as Kuryakin. He's brooding, he's terrifying, he's monstrous, and yet the character can also be very gentle and caring when it comes to Vikander's character called Gabby. So he's constantly struggling with this and his anger management, and wherever he does let go, even when you don't see it on screen, you're just being made aware of it off screen, it's really terrifying. The other thing I really liked about this film is what made it so brilliant are the little touches. Like at one point the two main characters are having a conversation and something is happening in the background and we're aware but they haven't caught up with it yet, and when they finally see what's happening, it's actually quite nasty but really funny. There's another moment where Kuryakin is trying to escape the bad guys and Solo sat in a truck and he opens this basket and decides to have an impromptu picnic, and he's choosing the wine and just sipping it, and it is just really dark and really funny. How well this film relates to the original TV series and the parallels between it, I can't really say because I never watched the original series. I'm not old enough and I didn't see the TV repeats, but I enjoyed this, so this is what I'm basing it on. I found this film a lot more entertaining than the last few Daniel Craig Bond films, which have been pretty miserable, brutal and coarse, especially when you compare to Henry Cavill's suave and sophisticated Napoleon Solo. He would make a good Bond as long as he was allowed to bring back a certain level of charm to the role, which we've not seen since the days of Pierce Brosnan. However, these days, Henry Cavill is extremely busy working on the Witcher TV series, so I don't know if he would even be in the running for Bond, but I guess we will wait and see. But he's proven he's more than capable in The Man from U.N.C.L.E. Overall, I really love this film. It's funny, it's stylish, it's darkly comedic. The action is great, which I've not even really talked about. It's a large element of the film, but they do it in really clever ways, so you don't just have action scene and action scene one after another. Sometimes you don't even hear the action, you just see it, and they combine it with music and interesting camera work to move the story on without showing your whole 5-minute action scene, and it works really well. It's this kind of snappy version of an action scene without it being sharp cuts, which you sometimes used to get in the Paul Greengrass Bourne films where you just couldn't see what was going on. Here you can see what's going, but if it's something that's been repeated a few times, they do a short version of it and it is in keeping with the rest of the film, so it works really, really well. The film has an amazing soundtrack. The locations are amazing, the cast is brilliant, so there's actually nothing I didn't like about this film, and I'm not really sure why it didn't do well when it came out. Maybe it just came out at a peculiar time at the cinema, or there was something on that was a lot more popular, but for whatever reasons, not many people saw it. It did cover its costs, but probably not to the degree that people wanted, and even though there has been rumours of a sequel in the working, nothing has happened. So it doesn't seem likely that we're going to get any more films in this franchise, which is a bit of a shame. So if you haven't seen it, I would definitely recommend watching The Man from U.N.C.L.E. because it's just all round good fun. And so for those reasons, I'm going to give it 5 out of 5. So have you seen The Man from U.N.C.L.E.? If so, get in touch with us and let us know. You can contact us in the usual ways on email, Facebook group. You can leave us a comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, and thanks for listening.